Adidas Campus sneakers. I love them. I'm assuming you love them too. I have a bunch of new outfit ideas for you to specifically style my green Adidas Campus sneakers, and we are getting into it right now. Also, hang until the end because I have a little trick how I tied these to get kind of the specific look that you're gonna see here in this video, and I wanna show you the little trick that I do. I'm also gonna talk about at the end of this video where I bought mine and the websites that I think that you can trust, as well as sizing. I think it's always good to get size references, particularly on shoes that are often only found in men's sizes, so I will share all that information with you there as well. This first look here I feel like is a little bit different and perhaps not a way that I typically would automatically think to style these sneakers. So putting them with a green corduroy, you know, corduroys are one of those things I think you can kind of dress them up, dress them down. These sneakers though, they're obviously of a certain color, so that kind of steers you a little bit. And they're kind of wide. They remind me almost like skater style shoes a little bit. So I feel like you're just a little bit more limited, but I wanted to play around with trying to dress it up just a little bit. Obviously I put it with a flannel here, so that's kind of giving grunge a little bit more.
It's giving share.
And if there's anything that I've learned with having this YouTube channel, it's how much I truly enjoy mixing greens together. I've just seen it time and time again about how you can mix, I won't say any greens, but a lot of different greens somewhat unexpectedly, and I feel like it just ends up usually going pretty well for us all. So this flannel had black in it, and because of that, and if you notice too, the elbow patches are also black, so I wanted to make sure that I continued to put black in because like my bag wasn't black, my shoes weren't black, so I made sure to put a black bodysuit with it, as well as I incorporated black sunglasses and jewelry that had some black in it. I also do have jewelry that has green in it as well, but I feel like that kind of just pulls everything together, and then it doesn't make the black of the flannel look like it's just kind of chilling there on its own. I always like to make things look very intentional, and I think when you start to pare things down in multiple places, it brings a lot of intention to it versus it looking just kind of accidental. And this checkered bag here is from Amazon, and you know, it's like checkered and flannel. You might be thinking that's kind of weird. I actually do that a lot on my channel. If you're not new here, you've seen it. I feel like checkered or checkerboard pattern and flannel are almost like cousins because they're obviously both square in nature, very linear in nature, and I feel like you can always mix linear patterns with other linear patterns and it's generally going to go. But I feel like when you mix something like this of a similar color story, it just kind of makes you go, it's kind of interesting. I'll say it's not my favorite pairing of checkerboard and flannel that I've ever done. I have others that I really like a lot more than this, but I still think it works. And I wanted to, you know, dress it up with jewelry because otherwise, you know, it's like flannels and corduroys. Like, what am I doing here? I don't know. But I think when you pair it down with other things, we've got a look, you know, it becomes a look, and we love that. This next look may or may not be what I'm wearing today, perhaps. So I love blue and green together. That is a thing. With this look, I wanted to take kind of this more bright chlorine, pool colored, ocean colored, whatever style blue. I put it with a navy legging, obviously the campus sneakers. You know what's funny with these socks? I happen to have socks on that were just the color of this. And then I slipped my shoes on thinking, oh, are you gonna see the socks or you're not gonna see the socks? Because I was thinking I didn't want to see the socks. And then you kind of saw them peeking and they were the same colors as, so I was kind of like, we'll let it ride. We'll let it ride. I don't know. Do we like that? Is that terrible? Let me know. Would be super curious to know down in the comments your opinion on that. And then I really liked that this beanie just went with the sneakers. I feel like that was a way to almost cap off the outfit. Literally, it's like you've got the most southern point of the outfit with the green Adidas Campus sneakers and the most northern point, being the beanie, and they match. I think that's just kind of a way to like sandwich in the main like pops of color, if you will, in the outfit, because the main color is definitely like shades of blue. And I think putting it with this bag is just interesting. I think when you have plain outfits sometimes where it's literally just plain on plain on plain, and what makes it interesting could either be like a super cool color story that's really making the basics sing, or a pop of something cute. And I think in this example, the pop of something cute is the bag, of course the shoes as well, but the whole video is about the shoes here. So this bag is also from Amazon. It was in my last look. And kind of the big Hollywood sunglasses I thought were just kind of fitting for this one. I don't normally wear those anymore, but I was digging it. Oh hey, pardon the interruption. It is just me, host Jen. I just wanted to welcome you in to the channel. If you happen to be new here, or if you are not new, then welcome back. My channel is all about helping you be your most confident self through style and fashion. And the thing we love to do the most on this channel is we cook looks. We be in the kitchen cooking looks, which is obviously what we are doing here today. Hopefully you're enjoying the video so far. I happen to have multiple styles disorder. Let me know if you have it too. So if you are interested in getting lots of affordable outfit ideas from somebody with a multiple styles disorder, then definitely consider subscribing, hitting the like button, hitting the notification bell so that you will be notified every single time that I have been in the kitchen cooking them looks. I always like to also say subscribe if you're awesome, or subscribe if you want to be awesome. We would love to have you join our little corner of the interwebs right here. Another thing I always like to get out of the way is that I'm a little bit goofy. I'm just a smidge, just a smidge. This is mostly a styling video, but anything that I can list and link in terms of the outfits and where to find them, all the good stuff, sizing references, I will put down in the description box. I always do it by number. So if you don't know how to get to the description box, just click the title of the video, which then opens up a box. You click more, and then you'll have access to all the links. I will also put all of the links in a pinned comment down below the video as well. If you do decide to use my links, please know how much I appreciate you. That is a way to support me and my channel, and I can never thank you enough. Let's keep going with the video. So in this next one, I was kind of going for obviously more of a monochromatic, but like a preppy athleisure, if you will. So because we have the more athleisure style lounge pants, which these are from Halara, by the way, I think doing anything that has more of a country club vibe in the print of the, whether it's a shirt or a sweatshirt in this example, like we've got, clearly it looks like it's the Malibu Tennis Club or something. I just feel like that lends itself to being a little bit more preppy. So I kind of leaned into that further and went with a headband. It is a bandana headband, which, you know, you could argue is probably not preppy, but I feel like headbands in general are kind of preppy. So I like that. And I love green and pink together. I love green and hot pink together. You're gonna see that later if you like that. As well as I love green and light pink together. Really any green and any pink I think generally look good together. So this is kind of a, I'd say like a dusty light rose pink. And the jacket I like kind of just covered my butt. So that was a nice little accent. And then the furry big tote bag just kind of looks really casual, but kind of gives a little bit of an added layer of different fabric, different texture to the look, which I do like. It looks like fun, but kind of slouchy, leans into the athleisure lounge style look. And then the fact that it matched the jacket I thought was just kind of a cool pairing. So yeah, I really like this one. It's not my favorite out of all of them, but I do really like it. You guys will have to tell me what you call this next look, because I don't know, I can't really quite pin it down. I do really like it though. I feel like I would call it some sort of a maybe preppy skater vibe, I'm thinking, because of the whole wide leg jean plus the, it's not a loose sweatshirt, but more of a, you know, non-fitted sweatshirt, if you will. And usually whenever I wear wide leg jeans, I typically don't pair them with something that's not extremely fitted. And then with the shoes, it's kind of, I don't know, name this look for me. If you follow me on Instagram, you know, we do name this look. But anyway, I think dressing it up with jewelry definitely does something. I really like bringing the pop of green in the bag. And I did want to point out, you know, these shoes in general, or any shoe that you have that's a punchy color like this, I think sometimes we automatically think, oh my gosh, I'll never have anything to wear with that. I think one hack to that, and it's, I mean, it's really not a hack, but it's like when you get something like this, make sure you automatically buy stuff like, at minimum, I'd say a handbag if it's a pair of shoes, because then you're gonna wear those shoes and you won't then say, I don't have anything to wear with this, because you at least know that you have a bag. And with shoes like this, I think the bag that I picked out, because I did get this bag because I knew I was getting these shoes, I think it was perfect because this bag is a very casual, it's like that quilted hobo style bag, and these shoes are very casual, meaning like I didn't get some sort of like fancy satchel that was in the same green color, because that probably wouldn't necessarily be matching the vibe of an outfit that I'm gonna wear with these shoes. So anyway, and then I always feel like these varsity style shirts just give off a little bit more of a preppy feel, if you will. And then of course, jazzing it up with jewelry always helps. So I really like this one, but name this look for me in the comments. We need a name. What is like skater chic? Skater chic? Help. extraordinarily simple is how I would describe this outfit, and what makes it fun in any way is the color pairing. I really love purple and green together. We've talked about that before, and I just think this kind of like barely lilac color with this Kelly style green of the sweater joggers and of the shoes, of course, it just really makes it for me. It's obviously a very casual look. I think it looks slightly elevated athleisure considering it's not a regular jogger, it's more of a sweater jogger, as well as the athleisure style jacket is kind of quilted and thick and nice. It's kind of that loungy style athleisure, if you will. And I mean, that's really all there is to say about this look because it's extraordinarily simple, and I think the color pairing is what makes it. If I had put this with a black jacket or something, I'm not saying the look would be bad in any way. It would still be a very basic athleisure style look, except I just think it would be extremely forgettable maybe. But the fact that you have an interesting color pairing that you don't see every day makes it slightly less unforgettable, is probably how I would describe it. We are about halfway through this video, so please give the video a like if you are digging it so far. I really appreciate that. It helps me and my channel out a ton, and I can never thank you enough. So here we clearly have another athleisure style look, and another one of my favorite color pairings is also pink and green. So really any shade of pink and any shade of green I like together generally. Clearly here we are doing the hot pink, a very similar style bag than the one that we just saw, except it's in pink. I will say, don't necessarily recommend wearing a vest like this with that pink bag. They're sort of made out of that same, you know, slippery material, and it was hard to keep it up unless I did it as a crossbody. So just side note, if that's something you're interested in. I really like the pairing here with a flared legging that has the split hem in the front. Of course, the shoes are really popping in the middle of that split flare. And what I did is something that's a little bit more uncomfortable for me. I did more like a crew sock. I left my sock out, which I know doesn't sound revolutionary, but I don't do it that often because I'm an elder millennial. And the sock, it's hard to see it here, but it had a little bit of the green in it. And I never typically like to have a color that is standalone because I think it looks a little bit less intentional. So I wanted to make sure I definitely did bring the hot pink in somewhere else. I feel like it could have been brought in more, but here it is brought in the necklace and the bracelets. So, you know, I felt pretty good about that considering. And yeah, I really like this kind of offsetting monochromatic color block. Can't be color block and monochromatic at the same time, but you get me, you feel me. I like it. This next look, I know you're gonna hate it if you don't like the eagles, which is gonna be most of people watching, right? So just kind of forget that part. Think a graphic tee that possibly has some of the same green in it. I think the really key pieces here are actually the beanie as well as this Amazon cardigan. I love this cardigan. It's checkered. Checkered is so big right now. I love checkerboard pattern in general. And I think these shoes do look good when they are with a cropped pant. I feel like these shoes are a little bit hard to style with jeans, in my opinion. I feel like it almost needs to be like cropped or a wide leg jean. Like I just don't think that they would go well with something like a skinny jean or even like a slim straight jean. I think a flare would be okay. I think a wide leg would be okay. Athleisure is obviously okay, but I think it worked. And for me, actually being an Eagles fan, like these shoes are kind of perfect because I can wear them with all of my Eagles gear, which is, I have a ton of it. So that really works out well. I have to say, I don't love that this bag does not match. I am the biggest proponent of offsetting greens. I've said that until I'm blue in the face, until I'm green in the face. However, because it almost matches but slightly doesn't, and there's also not another green, I think that's what's kind of hurting this for me. I really think the three greens are pretty darn close, that they look like somewhat of a perfect match to me, and then the bag is clearly the outsider here. So I think if I brought in another green, like I don't know, splash it with a different green, lime green, mint green, like whatever, I think then the intention would look different. It would look like, oh, okay, we're doing greens, you know, versus like, oh, that bag probably should have matched, but it doesn't. So anyway, still like it though. And this cardigan, I'm gonna link it. I'm gonna link everything that I can, but this cardigan is so good. It is so high quality. I can't recommend it enough. So like I was just saying, I wanted to test styling these sneakers with some different things, and I do think they are a little bit more challenging to style just considering they're kind of big and puffy and whatever. I love them, but they're just a little bit more challenging to me than the Adidas Sambas as an example, which I do have a whole video on. If you haven't seen that video, I'll definitely link it for you. So I wanted to try kind of doing the split thing with like, oh, okay, we've got a dress on, it's a sweater dress, it's fitted, you could really dress it up. I have dressed this dress up. I actually wore it for my birthday dinner out, which was a totally different look than what this is, but I liked it. It wasn't my favorite look here, but I do like it. I think pairing it down with the flannel, you know, made a big difference, and that helps it cinch at the waist. Obviously, it brings the balance of the green, and it kind of leans into like, oh, okay, this is more of a grungy look. I feel like without the flannel, it probably would look a little bit weird, at least with this dress, but I think sometimes it's all in how you style it, of course, and accessorize it, so it did make a difference there, and I liked it. I know everybody's probably annoyed with me talking about color pairings, but my two favorite colors are blue and green. I think they look stunning together. I love them together. This is just a different blue and green together. I feel like this sweatshirt that is from Walmart, it's kind of, I sized it to be oversized so that I could wear it with leggings. It is a very similar, if not the same green as the sneakers. So I feel like that really works. And, you know, pulling in that checkered bag, I think makes all the difference. It's interesting because this outfit is extremely boring, right? Like it's a, I'm gonna go run errands, I'm gonna quickly go run out of the house, like do whatever, lounge around even in this outfit. But I think doing something like making it a fun color pairing, which I'd argue blue and green is not the most innovative color pairing, but it's still fun. I think adding this bag makes all the difference because it's like, oh, it's a fun bag. And of course the shoes are fun too, but I do think that this bag kind of makes all the difference in this look. You'll have to let me know what you think. The bag is from Amazon. I'll definitely link it. And everything else in this look is actually from Walmart. I kind of put on like the big oversized Hollywood style glasses, you know, even if that's not necessarily what is trending right now, it almost gives that like, I'm not ready to talk to anybody yet. I just woke up, like I'm just running a couple errands, like talk to me later kind of vibe. I think it kind of went in that way. So anyway, you'll have to let me know what you think. Tied my Adidas Campus sneakers to look like this. I wanted the tongue to stick up, and I also didn't want to cover up this logo. There is one more hole here. As you can see, I really didn't use the last two holes, is instead of bring this forward like normal, I sort of crisscrossed it in the back instead of in the front. So basically doing the same thing, but just bring the tongue out and don't do the final loop. Still bring it around and then tie it like normal. I feel like this does a couple things. Keeps the logo shown, makes the tongue stay up. The tongue is not going down because it's held up by the laces, and they stay on your foot better because slip-on sneakers just kind of slip right off your foot. So this helps them stay on your foot as well. And here's what they look like on. I wanted to talk to you guys about where I get my shoes from, because if you haven't noticed, I mean, right now it's Adidas, right? There's a total mass craze for Adidas, but next year, last year, it'll be a different shoe, a different brand, whatever. And often you can't really go to the websites to get these brands of shoes, or it's really hard to get. They're hard to find in stores, they're sold out everywhere, etc. So I use two sites that I trust and have used to actually buy the sneakers in this video. So one is GOAT and the other one is StockX. So these are all websites that allow different sellers to provide items for sale. So like a seller could be somebody like you and me, but it also could be like a boutique or a store that has extra stock or something. And you basically can purchase them at kind of like market value, which of course generally means that you are going to be spending more. I mean, that kind of is what it is. But I have so far not been unable to find something that I've been looking for. And they do the whole verification process for you so that you know that everything that you're buying is authentic. And really everything that I've received from one of these websites is actually always shipped super quickly. I think because they essentially do a pre-authentication. I've bought stuff on eBay in the past, and I feel like on eBay you buy it and then it gets sent somewhere for authentication and then you get it, so it takes a lot longer. Here, I believe, don't quote me or let me know if you know otherwise, but I believe what they're doing is they're pre-authenticating before something's allowed to even be listed, which is why it ships ship so quickly. I generally get stuff when I order from one of these websites in a couple days. It's honestly, I think one time I got it next day. It was really surprising. So Goat and StockX, they essentially work very similarly, at least for my purposes. I'm not an expert on these websites, you guys. I just go in, I search, I type what I'm looking for, and there you have it. I wanted to talk to you guys about the sizing of these Adidas Campus sneakers. I specifically did get these off goat.com, and I think the sizing can be a little bit confusing because sometimes you can only find them in like a men's sizing, and then you're like, how does that translate to women? So I'm wearing mine in a size 5, and I normally wear a women's size 7. And I would say that they fit really well. I would say that they are the slightest bit loose on me when I'm wearing them, kind of slip on. And I don't mean loose, but just, you know, I'm not gonna probably go running them in them or something, but I would say that that is my true size. Typically, when you're talking about men's sizes, you would go down to from women's sizes, almost like kids shoes. So like I order kids shoes all the time as well, and I would wear a kid's 5 because I wear a women's 7. So I generally also wear a men's 5 because I wear a women's 7. All right, that's gonna do it. Now that you have seen all of the looks, definitely let me know which was your favorite look down in the comments below. I'll be so curious to know. And if you'd like to keep on watching, I'm actually going to link up here to how I styled my Adidas Sambas sneakers, because I think if you are interested in the campus sneakers, you might also find that video interesting. So I will link up to that right here for you. And if you made it all the way till the end of this video, I can never thank you enough. That really helps out me and my channel when you watch all the way to the better end. And if you are still here, please leave me a heart emoji or the secret video word of greens. Don't forget to subscribe if you are awesome, and hit that notification bell so that you can be notified every single time I have been in the kitchen cooking them looks. And I will see you in the next one. Bye!